Hi everybody, this is the 5th and 6th grade project for September 21st through October 2nd. You guys should remember that our artist this month is Frida Kahlo. So she painted a lot of nature and flowers, and she always wore flowers in her hair. So we are going to be painting or coloring this little rose. This is called Watercolor Resist. So, and if you don't have watercolor paints or you don't want to use the watercolor paints, you can always just color it with crayons, colored pencils, markers, really whatever you want. I'll be showing you the Watercolor Resist. So for the Watercolor Resist, you will need a black crayon and some watercolor paints, a paintbrush, and a water cup. And a pencil to draw yours. I will be using my black marker just so that you can see it better on the video. But please use a pencil in case you mess up. Then you can't erase a marker, but you can erase a pencil. Now we also have been learning about colors, so you should have already looked at what I've posted about the color wheel and different colors. So we will be using complementary colors, which are colors that are opposite on the color wheel. So this kind of looks a little pink, but it's really red. So red and green are opposite on the color wheel. So green as a background color really makes the red stand out more. So you can either be using orange and blue, you can use yellow and purple, or red and green. So your rose will be one color and your background will be another color. You can do that also with your colored pencils or your crayons or your markers. But I will be showing you the Watercolor Resist. So first we're going to be drawing our rose. So I always start with a little circle for that top part and give it kind of just a little squiggle. A curved line, a big horseshoe, long horseshoe, that kind of shape. Then it kind of gets a squiggle on each side, just a curved line on each side, as well as on the top. So the next thing is you're kind of making like the center part right now. So it gets a little curve. Because you know how flowers or roses kind of start at the center and then they bloom out. This is our center swirly part. Now to go around it, you can make your rose as big as you want. You can kind of see once you start adding the petals, you can see if you need to add more or add less. So it's just a little squiggle, comes to a point, and then you squiggle it down. So you bring the petal to a point and squiggle it down. And please, if you need to, pause the video at any point if you need to catch up or if I'm going too fast. If you take longer to do your petals than I do on this video, then definitely pause it, add your add your petals, and then you can unpause the video and move on to the next step. And see how I've already started it. It looks a little fuller on this side. So I'm gonna add a couple more petals over here to see if I can get that evened out. Maybe a tiny petal up here, tiny one over here. So just fill it in where you think it needs filled in. And maybe one more over here. And it's kind of just filling in until you think it looks right. All right, and there is our rose. Now, even if you're just using colored pencils or crayons, I still want you to outline your flower with some sort of black utensil. If you're doing the watercolor resist, definitely use a black crayon. If you're just coloring, you can use a black colored pencil, you can use a black crayon, you can use a black marker. It is up to you with what materials you have, but you're just going to want to go over all of your pencil lines. And it's going to be a little hard for me to see all of them since I already used a black marker, but it kind of has a different texture, so hopefully I get all my lines. Be careful that you don't break your crayon like I just did. Oh, and there it's completely broken. Because if you are tracing over with a crayon, it will be a little bit, you do want to put a little more pressure onto it, but not enough that your crayon will break. Okay, and there my whole rose has been outlined with my black crayon. So I'm ready to move on to the watercoloring. So as I said, you can use any art material you have. I'm just going to show you with watercolor paint. Make sure that you are using colors that are opposite on the color wheel. So I have uploaded a color wheel in the PowerPoint for you guys to look at. So definitely take a look at that color wheel if you need to review what's opposite. Red and green are opposite, yellow and purple are opposite, and orange and blue are opposite. So I'm going to be using purple and yellow for mine this time. So when you watercolor paint, you dip your brush in the water, wipe it on the side so you don't have too much water, and then you swirl it a little bit on your color that you want. And then you just paint it on. And once it starts to get dry, dip it back in, grab some more color. And make sure that you are not scooping your color out. Make sure that you are being very gentle and just swirling it on your color. And if you are watercoloring, make sure that you have talked to whoever you live with about where they want you to do your art assignment, and make sure that you are cleaning up after yourself. Watercolor paint washes off very easily, so it's not hard to clean up, but just make sure that you are cleaning. So this is my art table, so it really doesn't matter if I get a little messy. I can just wipe it off once I'm done. But if you are on like a kitchen table that you don't want to get any paint on, make sure that you are putting down some newspaper or another sheet of paper or putting down something so that you're not, how did that get mixed in? So I guess I got a little bit of orange in there. Not sure how. But make sure that you are protecting whatever you're painting on and not making a mess. time you switch colors, make sure you swirl your brush around in your water cup before you get that new color. And see, I added way too much color and not enough water on that. And you see how the purple does not get on the black crayon, and that should help it not spread into the yellow. But you can see mine here, it spread a little bit. This does work a little better. If you remember last year, we would do oil pastels. Oil pastels are a little waxier, so they the color won't spread as much. But it does spread a little bit with the crayon. And there you have it. I did yellow and purple. This one is green and red. So I've used colors that are opposite on the color wheel, which are called complementary colors. So make sure you let your picture dry, clean up your space, and then please, when it's dry, send me a picture of it. You can upload it on Google Classroom. I posted a video that Miss Klein had made saying how to take a picture on Google Classroom and upload it. So hopefully that video will help you. If you need to email me the picture, if the Google Classroom thing isn't working, please feel free to email it to me, but I would really like to see your artwork, so please send it or upload it on Google Classroom. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I'm looking forward to seeing your art projects. Thank you.